you ever found yourself staring at an old tire, a cracked teacup, or a pile of wine corks and wondered, what could I do with these? Maybe you've tossed them in the trash or hidden them away in a drawer thinking they've outlived their usefulness. But what if I told you those very things could be transformed into something beautiful for your garden? Well, today we're going to show you how to turn simple trash into garden treasure. These creative ideas will not only add charm and personality to your outdoor space, but they're also fun, easy DIY projects that anyone can do. Welcome to Golden Seniors Living. I'm so glad you've joined me today. If you've been wanting to add a little extra magic to your garden without spending a ton of money, you're in for a treat. Today we're diving into some eco-friendly and budget-friendly garden decor ideas that are both simple and stylish. If you're ready to transform your outdoor space with a few creative projects, this video is just for you. We're going to show you how to turn ordinary, everyday items like old tires, worn-out tools, and even a chipped teacup into charming garden accessories that will bring life, character, and personality to your garden space. It's amazing what a little creativity can do. Whether you've been gardening for years or just starting, you'll find these projects both fun and rewarding. And the best part? You won't have to spend much at all. From upcycled planters that turn your old tire into a colorful flower bed, to whimsical wind chimes that make music with tin cans, to inviting bird feeders made from teacups, these projects are designed to make your garden a place of beauty, nature, and creativity. But before we dive into the details of each project, stick around until the end. Also, don't forget to subscribe, because I have a special bonus tip that will truly make you the talk of your neighborhood. It's an extra little idea that will make your garden decor pop, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. And here's a sneak peek of what's in store. We're going to show you how to turn an old bicycle into a quirky plant stand that's sure to grab attention. Or perhaps you've got that chipped teacup lying around. We'll show you how to turn it into a charming bird feeder that will welcome nature right into your backyard. These projects are not only easy to do, but they also give your garden a personal, unique touch that will make it truly one of a kind. So, grab your tools, get ready to get creative, and let's turn some trash into treasure. Let's kick things off with one of my absolute favorite projects, an upcycled tire planter. Now, I know what you might be thinking, a tire for a garden. Asterisk, but trust me, old tires are perfect for creating raised garden beds. They're sturdy, inexpensive, and best of all, they're easy to find. In fact, they're often sitting around in sheds or garages, just waiting for a new purpose. Asterisk. First, let's give that old tire a good cleaning. You'll want to wash off any dirt or grime that's built up over the years. A quick scrub with soap and water will do the trick. Make sure you get into all the grooves, as we want a clean surface to start with. You'll see how much better it looks once it's cleaned up. Once your tire is nice and clean, it's time to add a little personality with paint. A coat of weather-resistant paint will not only protect the tire from the elements, but it'll also add a pop of color to your garden. You can choose any color you like: bright, cheerful tones for a fun and vibrant look, or soft pastels for a more subtle and calming vibe. The choice is yours. Now that our tire is clean and painted, let's move on to creating the drainage system. This is an important step because we want the water to drain properly and not get stuck at the bottom. Take a utility knife and carefully cut a few small holes in the bottom of the tire. These will allow excess water to escape, preventing the soil from becoming waterlogged and giving your plants the healthy environment they need to thrive. Next, we'll add a layer of gravel to the bottom of the tire. This helps with drainage and ensures that the soil doesn't compact too much. Just a few handfuls of gravel will do. It's a quick step, but it's crucial to the health of your plants. Now, it's time for the fun part, filling the tire with nutrient-rich soil. Choose a good quality garden soil or compost. You want something that will nourish your plants and allow their roots to grow strong. Fill the tire about 3/4 full. You don't want to overfill it, as you'll need room to plant your flowers, herbs, or vegetables. Finally, it's time to plant. You can use any plants that will thrive in an elevated planter like this one. I recommend flowers like petunias or marigolds, or perhaps some herbs like basil or thyme. If you're in the mood for vegetables, small ones like cherry tomatoes or peppers will work great in this setup. The elevated height makes it easier to care for them without having to bend down as much. This elevated planter is fantastic because it's so easy on your back. You won't have to kneel or bend over too much, which can make gardening difficult as we get older. And once it's filled with soil, it's surprisingly light to move around, so you can position it anywhere you like in your garden. Plus, it creates a neat, organized garden bed that's perfect for small spaces. This project is a perfect example of how you can take something that was just sitting around in your garage and turn it into something beautiful and functional. It's easy, eco-friendly, and best of all, it's an enjoyable project that can give your garden a whole new look. Next up, let's take those wine corks you've been holding onto and turn them into something useful, charming garden markers. This is a fun and creative way to repurpose something you'd normally throw away, and you won't believe how easy it is to make them. I know many of us keep wine corks as little mementos, but now they can serve a much more practical purpose. These garden markers will not only help keep your plants organized, but will also add a personal, rustic touch to your garden that you'll love. Let's start with the first step, carving the names of your plants into the corks. For this, all you need is a small knife or even a pen with a sharp point. Start by carefully carving the name of the plant into the side of the cork. You don't need to carve too deeply, just enough so the name stands out and is easy to read. If you don't have a carving knife, you can also use a fine point pen or permanent marker. The goal is to make it clear enough to read, and it adds such a personal touch to each marker. Next, we'll attach the cork to a small stick or metal rod. I'm using a hot glue gun for this step because it's quick and easy. Just place a generous amount of glue on the bottom of the cork and press it firmly onto the stick. You can use any kind of stick you have on hand, like small wooden dowels or even bamboo skewers. Once the cork is attached, you'll have a cute and functional garden marker that's ready to be placed in your garden. Look at how adorable these markers look in the garden. Not only do they help you keep track of your plants, but they also add a rustic, homemade charm to your space. You could even get creative and add little decorations or paint the corks to make them uniquely yours. These markers are lightweight and incredibly easy to handle. They're perfect for seniors, as the materials are light and don't require any heavy lifting or complex tools. Plus, they offer a fun way to organize your garden and make it easier to keep track of your plants, especially if you've got a lot growing at once. This project is not only practical but adds a lovely, personalized touch to your outdoor space. Plus, it's a great way to recycle and make use of those corks you might have been saving for years. Grab that chipped or mismatched teacup you've been holding on to for ages, and let's turn it into a beautiful bird feeder. This project is so simple, and it'll bring a burst of life and color to your garden by inviting birds right to your backyard. We all have those stray teacups that don't quite match the set anymore. Instead of letting them gather dust in a cupboard, why not turn them into a charming addition to your garden? This project is incredibly easy and requires just a few simple materials. First, let's start by attaching a metal spoon to the handle of the teacup. This spoon will act as the perfect little platform to hold the birdseed. Carefully place the spoon against the handle of the teacup and press it into place. Make sure the spoon's bowl is positioned to face outward so it can hold the birdseed. Next, it's time to fill your teacup with birdseed. Choose a good quality birdseed that will attract the kinds of birds you want to visit your garden. Simply scoop the seed into the cup, filling it to the brim. Now that our bird feeder is filled, it's time to hang it up. Take a strong piece of twine or fishing line and thread it through the handle of the teacup. Make sure the line is long enough to hang it securely from a tree branch or a hook. Now, all you need to do is hang your teacup bird feeder from a tree branch, a garden hook, or even a fence post. And just like that, you've created a delightful little feeding station for your feathered friends. This project is not only incredibly easy and lightweight, but it also invites nature right into your garden. It's a fantastic way to enjoy the calming, peaceful presence of birds without having to do much at all. The best part? Watching the birds come and go is a truly relaxing experience. It's a gentle reminder of nature's beauty, and it's something anyone can enjoy, no matter their gardening experience or physical abilities. So go ahead and give your old teacup a new life. It's a lovely way to make your garden feel more inviting and full of life, and it's a project you'll truly enjoy. Do you have an old wooden ladder sitting around in your garage or shed? Well, let's put it to good use. Today, we're going to repurpose that ladder into a beautiful garden shelf. This simple project adds a touch of rustic charm to your outdoor space while also creating the perfect spot to display your plants. This is one of my favorite projects because not only is it incredibly easy to do, but it also gives your garden a cozy, personalized feel. And the best part? You don't need to buy any fancy materials, just an old ladder you may already have lying around. So let's get started. First, we'll give the ladder a good cleaning. Over time, ladders can accumulate dirt and dust, so we want to make sure it's ready for the next step. Grab a scrubbing brush or a cloth and scrub away any dirt, cobwebs, or debris. A little bit of elbow grease goes a long way here. Once the ladder is clean, we're going to give it a fresh coat of paint to protect it from the weather and add some color to your garden. I recommend using a weather-resistant paint so it can stand up to the elements. For a pop of fun, go ahead and pick a bright color that will really stand out in your outdoor space. Think sunny yellow, vibrant teal, or even a calming sage green. You could also choose a more neutral tone if you prefer something a bit more subtle. Take your time with the paint, making sure to cover all the nooks and crannies. Let it dry completely before moving on to the next step. Now that the ladder is painted and looking fresh, it's time to set it up. Find a nice spot in your garden where you can lean the ladder against a wall, fence, or even in a cozy corner. The ladder's height is perfect for creating a tiered display for your plants. Next, it's time to start adding your plants. Place a variety of plants on each step of the ladder. You can mix and match sizes, small pots on the top for little succulents, medium pots in the middle for flowers, and larger pots at the bottom for taller plants. The variety of heights creates a visually interesting display that looks fantastic. Look at how this ladder is turning into such a beautiful plant display. Not only does it add charm to your garden, but it's also a fantastic way to showcase your plants at different levels. If you have a small garden, this is a perfect way to maximize space. This project is perfect for seniors because of its height. The ladder lets you display your plants at eye level, which means you won't have to bend down or kneel to care for them. It makes watering, trimming, and enjoying your plants so much easier, plus it adds a stunning focal point to your garden without requiring heavy lifting or difficult tools. It's the perfect solution for seniors who want to create a beautiful garden display with minimal effort while still enjoying the process. And the best part is, you're repurposing something old into something truly special. Finally, let's turn some old tin cans into a wind chime that'll add a lovely melody to your garden. This is such a simple project that can be completed in just a few minutes, and it will fill your outdoor space with soothing sounds every time the wind blows. These tin cans are often just thrown away, but today we're going to give them a new life as a charming, musical decoration for your garden. Plus, this is a fantastic way to reuse materials you probably already have lying around your home. Let's start by decorating the cans. This is where you can really get creative. Grab some paint and let's make those cans pop. You can choose bright, cheerful colors or go for more calming tones depending on the vibe you want to create in your garden. You could even add fun patterns like stripes or polka dots to make them even more unique. Once the paint is dry, it's time to get into the fun part, assembling the wind chimes. First, take a drill and carefully make a small hole at the top of each can. This is where we'll thread the string to hang the cans. If you don't have a drill, a hammer and nail will also work, but make sure to be gentle so you don't break the cans. Next, take a piece of string or twine and tie it through the hole in the top of each can. You'll want to cut the string at different lengths so the cans will hang at varying heights, which will create a beautiful, melodic sound when they sway in the wind. Now, let's add a little sparkle to your wind chimes. You can thread beads, buttons, or even small decorative pieces onto the string before you tie the cans in place. These little additions will not only make the chimes look even more magical, but will also catch the light, adding a touch of shimmer to your garden. Once you've finished decorating, it's time to hang the wind chimes. Choose a spot where they'll catch the breeze, perhaps from a tree branch, a pergola, or even a garden hook. As the wind blows, the chimes will make a gentle, relaxing sound that will bring your garden to life. This project is perfect for seniors because it's very simple and requires minimal physical effort. The most you'll need is a little bit of paint, some string, and a drill. Plus, once you're done, you'll have a beautiful, musical addition to your garden that creates a peaceful, calming atmosphere with just the slightest breeze. And the best part? You can create a unique piece of garden art, and the sound of the chimes will bring tranquility every time the wind blows. It's the perfect way to add some homemade charm to your outdoor space, all while reusing materials you probably already have at home. Here's a fantastic way to reuse the cracked saucer and unused plant pot sitting around in your garden shed. Today, we're going to turn these items into a charming bird bath that will not only add beauty to your garden, but it will also attract some delightful feathered friends. This is such a simple project, and it's one that anyone, whether you're a seasoned gardener or just starting out, can do in just a few steps. Plus, it's lightweight, easy to assemble, and provides a lovely resting place for the birds in your garden. Let's start by assembling the bird bath. Take the plant pot and place it upside down. Then carefully set the saucer on top of the pot. This creates the base for your bird bath. You'll want to secure the saucer to the pot using a strong adhesive or, if you prefer, a small amount of cement. The adhesive will hold the saucer in place while also giving it a sturdy foundation. Once the adhesive has dried, your bird bath base is ready. Next, let's add a bit of personality by decorating the edges of the saucer. You can use non-toxic paint to add a splash of color or create a design that fits your garden style. You could even paint simple flowers, swirls, or geometric patterns to give it a little extra charm. The great thing about decorating the saucer is that you can make it as creative or simple as you want. Whether you're going for a rustic look or something more colorful and fun, this is a chance to really personalize your bird bath. Now, fill the saucer with fresh water. This is an essential step because we want to make sure the birds have a clean, welcoming place to drink and bathe. Place the water-filled saucer in a sunny spot in your garden, preferably somewhere near some shrubs or trees. The birds love to feel safe while they're enjoying the water, and the sun will keep the water warm and inviting. This project is perfect for seniors because it's so lightweight and doesn't require heavy lifting or complicated tools. All you need is a little glue, some paint, and a bit of time to put everything together. The bird bath will give you hours of enjoyment as you watch the birds come and go. Watching the birds flock to your new bird bath adds such a calming and serene feeling to your garden. It's a simple way to connect with nature, and it brings a touch of life to your outdoor space. So, why not give the cracked saucer and unused plant pot a second life? It's an easy, affordable way to bring more beauty and wildlife into your garden, and it's a project that's just as rewarding to make as it is to enjoy. Do you have empty plastic bottles lying around? Instead of throwing them away, let's put them to good use by turning them into a self-watering system for your garden. This project is incredibly simple and perfect for seniors, especially if you're looking for a way to keep your garden hydrated without the constant need to bend down or carry heavy watering cans. We'll start by preparing the plastic bottles. Begin by taking the cap off and poking a few small holes in the top using a small nail or a knife. These holes will allow the water to slowly drip out into the soil over time. Don't make the holes too big, just a few small ones will do the trick. The goal here is for the water to slowly leak out and be absorbed by the soil, keeping your plants hydrated without needing frequent attention. Next, fill the bottles with water. You can fill as many bottles as you need, depending on the size of your garden. Once filled, place the bottles upside down in the soil near the base of your plants. Bury the neck of the bottle in the soil about halfway. This will ensure the water is slowly released into the ground as the plants need it. Now, you're ready to use your self-watering system. The beauty of this method is that the water will gradually drip out over time, keeping your plants watered for days, even if you're away for a little while. It's a fantastic way to keep your garden thriving with minimal effort. You won't have to worry about constantly checking if your plants are getting constant watering. Once the bottles are in place, your plants will take care of themselves and you won't have to bend down or lift anything heavy. Plus, it's a great way to recycle plastic bottles and help the environment. It's such a simple project, but it makes a world of difference. Not only does it make gardening easier, but it gives you more time to enjoy your outdoor space without the stress of constant upkeep. So next time you're about to toss out those plastic bottles, remember this clever way to give them a new life. Your plants will thank you. Got an old wooden pallet lying around? Let's turn it into a vertical garden that's perfect for growing flowers, herbs, or even small vegetables. This project is ideal for anyone looking to maximize their garden space, especially if you have limited room. First things first, let's make that palette ready for planting. Start by sanding down the wood to remove any rough edges and splinters. This is an important step to ensure that the palette is smooth and safe to handle, especially when you're placing your plants inside the slats. Once the palette is nice and smooth, it's time to make it weatherproof by giving it a coat of paint or sealant. Choose a paint or wood treatment that's designed for outdoor use so it will stand up to the elements. This will help preserve the wood, allowing your vertical garden to last for seasons to come. You can choose any color you like, whether you want a rustic, natural look or a bright pop of color to stand out in your garden. The choice is yours. Now that the palette is prepped, let's move on to planting. Lay the palette down flat on the ground. You'll need to fill the slats with soil, making sure it's packed in tightly. You can use a good quality potting mix that will provide the right nutrients for your plants. Once your palette is filled with soil, it's time to start planting. You can plant a variety of plants, such as flowers, herbs, or even small vegetables. If you're short on space, this is a great way to grow a lot of different plants in a small area. I recommend starting with herbs like basil, thyme, or rosemary, or some colorful flowers like marigolds or petunias. Take your time to arrange the plants however you like. Mixing up different sizes, colors, and types of plants will give your vertical garden a beautiful, layered look. Once your palette is fully planted, it's time to move on to the final step, standing it up. Carefully lift the palette and lean it against a wall, fence, or any sturdy surface in your garden. You can even add a few nails or brackets to keep it secure if needed. And just like that, your vertical garden is ready to grow. Watch as your plants climb and spread out over the coming weeks and months. This setup is perfect for saving space and adding a touch of greenery to your garden without taking up too much room. This vertical palette garden is great for seniors because it allows you to grow a variety of plants without bending down too much. It brings your plants up to eye level, making it much easier to water, trim, and enjoy your garden. It's also a fantastic solution for small spaces, and it can be customized to fit your own style and needs. It's an incredibly rewarding project that not only looks beautiful, but it's also functional, helping you grow your favorite plants with ease. So, next time you see an old palette lying around, remember that it has the potential to become something truly special for your garden. Let's take the cracked flower pot you've been holding onto and turn it into something truly magical, a fairy garden. This little project is easy to do and will add a touch of whimsy and charm to your outdoor space. Don't worry about the crack, this is actually going to make our fairy garden even more interesting. It's a wonderful way to repurpose something that might otherwise be thrown away, and it's a fantastic little project for anyone who loves a bit of magic. First things first, let's clean up the broken pot. You'll want to remove any loose debris and make sure there are no sharp edges left around the crack. If needed, use a pair of pliers or sandpaper to smooth out any rough spots. We want to make sure the edges are safe to handle. Once the pot is cleaned and prepped, it's time to turn it into something magical. For this project, you'll need some tiny plants, miniature furniture, and, of course, a few fairy figurines to complete the scene. These can be found at your local garden store or online. Look for plants that are small and easy to care for, like succulents or miniature ferns. Start by adding your plants to the inside of the pot. Place the larger plants near the back and the smaller ones toward the front to create a layered effect. You can also fill in any gaps with moss or small stones to add texture and interest. Next, let's bring in the fun part, decorating with miniature furniture and fairy figurines. You can place tiny benches, little tables, or even a small fairy door. Arrange the figurines in a way that tells a little story. Perhaps the fairies are having a tea party or they're relaxing by the flowers. Now, take a step back and look at your fairy garden. You'll want to arrange everything carefully to create a tiny fairyland that feels balanced and inviting. You can place the fairy figurines near the plants and maybe even add a small decorative item like a tiny bird bath or a little bird perched on a branch. This will create the perfect little world for your fairies to live in. This project is perfect for seniors because it requires minimal physical effort and is incredibly easy to do. There's no heavy lifting, no complicated tools, just a bit of creativity and patience. Plus, the plants we're using are small and easy to care for, so you don't have to worry about anything too high maintenance. It's such a fun, lighthearted way to add a touch of magic to your garden. And the best part is, you can place this little fairy garden just about anywhere, on a windowsill, a garden table, or even hanging from a hook to create your very own whimsical space. So, grab the crackpot, let your imagination run wild, and create a fairy garden that will add a little bit of enchantment to your life. Got an old window frame lying around that you're not using? Well, let's turn that into a stylish and functional herb garden. This project is not only a great way to repurpose materials you might have at home, but it's also perfect for growing fresh herbs right in your own space. This upcycled window frame herb garden is fantastic for small spaces like a balcony, patio, or even a kitchen windowsill. It's easy to put together and makes a beautiful and practical addition to your outdoor or indoor garden. First, let's clean up that window frame. You want to get rid of any dust or cobwebs so it's nice and clean before you start. If the frame is looking a little worn, you can paint it to give it a fresh, new look. Choose a color that fits your style, perhaps a soft pastel for a vintage feel, or a bold color if you want it to stand out in your garden. Once the frame is clean and dry, it's time to set up the containers for your herbs. You can attach small containers to the window frame or use the panes of the window as a barrier to separate the soil. For this project, I'm using small terracotta pots, but you can use anything from recycled cans to wooden boxes. The key is to create small sections where you can plant your herbs. Attach the containers to the bottom of the window frame, making sure they're spaced out evenly. If your frame has multiple panes, you can even use the dividers to create separate planting areas for different herbs. Now it's time to fill each container with soil. Choose a good quality potting mix, one that's suitable for herbs. You want the soil to be well draining so your herbs can thrive. Fill each container up to about halfway, leaving enough room to plant your herbs. Once your containers are filled with soil, it's time to plant your herbs. You can choose any herbs you love to cook with: basil, thyme, parsley, oregano, or even mint. Simply remove the herbs from their pots, gently loosen the roots, and place them into the containers. Make sure to give them enough space to grow. After planting your herbs, give them a little water and then place the window frame herb garden in a spot where it will get plenty of sunlight. If you're keeping it indoors, make sure it's near a sunny window. If it's outdoors, a spot on your balcony or patio will work great. This project is perfect for seniors because the vertical setup makes it much easier to access your herbs without having to bend down or kneel. Plus, it's a great way to grow fresh ingredients right at home without needing a large garden space. You can harvest your herbs right from this window frame garden, making it easy to add fresh flavor to your meals without much effort. It's a wonderful way to enjoy gardening in a way that's both easy on your body and rewarding. So, the next time you come across an old window frame, don't throw it away. Instead, turn it into a charming, functional herb garden that you can enjoy for months to come. Which one of these fun projects are you going to try first? I'd love to know in the comments below. Whether you're excited about making that upcycled tire planter or creating your very own fairy garden, I can't wait to hear what you're most excited to start. If you enjoyed these creative garden ideas, don't forget to hit the like button. Giving it a thumbs up really helps us out. And share this video with your friends or family who love gardening or are looking for some simple and eco-friendly DIY projects. If you want to keep getting more fun and easy gardening tips, be sure to subscribe to Golden Seniors Living and hit that bell so you never miss out on our latest videos. Here's your bonus tip: take your garden decor one step further by adding natural elements like stones, shells, or driftwood you find on walks. These little treasures really add a personal touch to your space and make your garden feel like your own personal oasis. You'd be surprised how something as simple as a few found objects can turn your garden into a magical retreat. Thanks so much for watching, friends. I hope these creative garden ideas have inspired you to get started on your own projects. Be sure to subscribe to Golden Seniors Living for even more gardening inspiration, and don't forget to hit the bell so you never miss a new video. Remember, it's never too late to turn your trash into treasure. Until next time, keep growing, keep shining, and make your garden the best it can be.